Hello, lovelies. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard that eating the rainbow is a really good way to make sure you are getting a good variety of nutrients in your diet. And today, I'm gonna make that easy with 3 delicious rainbow roll recipes. I absolutely love rainbow rolls because they're vibrant, they're crunchy, they're filling. Now let's get rolling with our first rainbow roll, my vegan tofu rolls. Now, don't be fooled by how impressive these look. They're actually a lot easier to make than you might think. For these delicious vegan wraps, we are going to start by frying up a little bit of tofu in some hoisin sauce. I'm gonna get started by heating just a touch of sesame oil to make things a little non-stick, a little easier to manage. And then, as you can see, I have cut my tofu into thin strips. This just makes everything a little easier to wrap up. Once my tofu has started to get golden on all sides, I'm going to go ahead and add a tablespoon or 2 of hoisin sauce. In just a few minutes, that hoisin is gonna get nice and caramelized. Everything's going to dry up a little bit, and then it will be time to remove these from the heat, let them cool completely, and get assembling. Now to roll these beauties up, we are using rice paper rounds. These can usually be found in the international aisle at most supermarkets, and the best part is they're totally gluten-free. All you're going to do is have a bowl of water standing by, and then you're going to place one of your rounds in the water and let it sit for between 10 and 20 seconds. You'll know it's ready when it's nice and soft and pliable. Then you can just transfer it onto a cutting board and start loading it up with your filling. For these tasty rainbow rolls, I'm gonna start with some fresh cilantro, then I'll add some mango, red bell pepper, shredded carrot, and of course that delicious tofu. To roll this up, I'm just going to take the bottom over my filling, tuck in the ends, and then continue rolling until everything is nice and snug. And there you go. We only need to do that like a dozen more times. To serve these beauties, I like to just cut them in half and then enjoy them with some delicious hoisin sauce for dipping. Super, super tasty. You could also use a really delicious peanut sauce here. I'll link that recipe in the description box below if you feel like getting adventurous with your sauces. Next up, I have some delicious shrimp rainbow rolls that are totally irresistible. I'm gonna start once again by soaking my rice paper round. Then I'll layer in my cucumber, my finely chopped red cabbage, and my bean sprouts. And then I like to pile in my shrimp. If you can fit 3 in there, you definitely should. More shrimp is always better. And then I'm just gonna lay out some cilantro. If you're not a cilantro fan, basil and mint are both great options here as well. Then it's just a matter of rocking and rolling these up until they are nice and snug in that rice paper round. If you want to keep them nice and moist while you're making them, go ahead and put a wet paper towel over them. That will help maintain the moisture. The great part about these rolls is that they're really versatile. So if there are any veggies that you really love, go ahead and add those as well. You can't actually go wrong here. And how easy was that? The hardest part about these recipes is really just chopping your vegetables. Again, I love to serve these cut in half, but this time with some delicious sweet chili sauce. That sweet spicy sauce is the perfect complement to all of the fresh crunchy vegetables in this roll. Definitely a must try, guys. Seriously. And for my final trick, I am making what we're affectionately calling the fruit roll-up. It's basically a fruity rainbow roll that can actually double as dessert. I'm gonna start once again by soaking my rice paper round. In this recipe, I'm going to be using a combination of gorgeous fruit. I've got some kiwi, strawberry, pineapple, and mango. What's not to like about all of that? I'm also going to be starting with some mint leaves before I layer in all of my ingredients. We'll roll these the very same way and then serve them up with some vanilla flavored yogurt. There's pretty much no time that is not the right time for a fruity rainbow roll. Trust me on this one. Super tasty, super colorful. What is not to love about these ideas, guys? I really hope you will give them a try, and if you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me a photo, because I always love seeing your kitchen creations. Speaking of kitchen creations, if you have not yet checked out my new series with Mind Over Munch, Friday Night Supper Club, I really, really hope you will. We had such a blast making it. Basically, we get together on a Friday night and make something a little more challenging, and comedy ensues. If you haven't checked it out, I'll link it in the description box below. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.